So, the final season of My Hero Academia came out a little while ago, and it's been a long time since I've watched. It's not because I don't like the show. I actually love it. For me, it's one of the best out there after the big three and Uncle DBZ. I ended up putting the show down because finishing the latest season and waiting for the next season to come out was a drag, you know? So, now that the show is finished, why not binge watch the whole of My Hero Academia, hit you guys with a play-by-play of what I've noticed, and give my thoughts at the time of watching. So that's what this video will be about, starting with My Hero Academia Season 1. First things first, Bakugo is an ass. So we are introduced to our main character, Izuku Midoriya. In a world full of superpowered beings, Midoriya is one of few who has no powers at all. The powers in this world are nicknamed quirks, and while Midoriya has none, all of his middle school classmates do, including the class bully, Katsuki Bakugo. Side note, I remember everybody loved this guy for some reason, and I just don't know why. They shipped him with other characters and everything, but his personality is horrible. He literally told Midoriya to swan dive off of the school roof to get his powers in another life. Another life. Swan dive. Anyway, our main character Midoriya is a sweetheart with a deep-seated dream of becoming a hero. To keep it short, about 80% of the world has quirks. Most live normal lives. Some decide to use their powers to commit crimes. And some use their powers and are sanctioned by the government to defend the public against villains who are committing crimes. These people are labeled heroes. One day our main character Midoriya had a chance encounter with the #1 hero, All Might. And he just had to ask the burning question, can someone born without a quirk become a hero? First, All Might said no. But then, later that day, he witnessed Midoriya try to save Bakugo from a villain attack, and he changed his mind. You too can become a hero. All Might explains to Midoriya that since he was severely injured in an undocumented battle some time ago, he has been unable to continue his hero work for long periods of time. He starts out all buff, and then he poof, turns into a skeleton guy and spits up lots of blood. It's pretty funny, but also very concerning. With this being the case, All Might has been looking for a successor to pass his quirk onto. His quirk's name is One for All and has been passed down from hero to hero over the years, each one making the quirk stronger. All Might has selected powerless Midoriya to inherit One for All and become the future #1 hero. By the way, nobody else's quirk works like this. You can't just pass it on to the next person that you see just because, like just for kicks. This is the only one that you can do that with. But first, Midoriya must train himself so that his body is strong enough to house the new quirk. And he has to get it done in time to take the entrance exam at All Might's alma mater, UA High School, the top hero academy in all of Japan. Somehow Midoriya gets it done and makes it to his exam at UA High. The exam is pretty simple. Boy destroy robot, robot give point. By the way, Bakugo is here too. His quirk? Explodey Boy. To keep it short, Midoriya meets a girl before the test, doesn't score a point during the test because he's too slow, and a giant robot shows up toward the end of the test, sending all the examinees running like roaches and nearly squashing Midoriya's new girlfriend. In response to seeing someone in trouble, Midoriya launches in the air and caves the giant robot's dome all the way in. Only one problem. Every single limb he used to save this girl is broken and flapping in the wind. No worries, the girl saved him using her zero-gravity quirk, and the exam is over. Midoriya scored no points. But no, wait a minute. Oh, I see, yes he did, and he passed. Because he's a hero, and because of plot. So after that rescue moment, we now understand that Midoriya's body is not strong enough to house One for All, and using it will break his body every single time. This is something Midoriya's future homeroom teacher has also taken notice of, and he don't like it. Midoriya goes to his first day of class and meets his new classmates. There's like 20 people in here, and I don't feel like listing them all, or their quirks. As they become important, I'll talk about them, but for now, we'll keep it simple. Midoriya's Class 1A includes Bakugo, Midoriya's girl, Ochako Ubaraka, which is a fire unique name by the way, Tenya Ida, whose quirk is engines for feet, and Shoto Todoroki, whose quirk is half flamin' and half brick. I'm from New York. Class 1A's homeroom teacher is Shota Aizawa. Hero name, Eraserhead. He can look at you and shut your whole quirk down. Pretty overpowered in this kind of society. Eraser decides to test the limits of Class 1A's quirks in a series of physical exams. When it gets to Midoriya, he comes down on him pretty hard, basically stating that he doesn't have control over One for All, and all he can do is just break his bones. So Midoriya decides in this moment of ball throwing to get creative. Before, he used One for All on the whole limb being used in the action. That resulted in a whole arm breaking or a whole leg breaking. Instead of doing that, he decides to use his quirk on one lone finger to send the ball flying. His finger still broke, but at least if this was a fight or some kind of match, he wouldn't be out for the count. This moment proved to Eraser that Midoriya will take the steps to control his quirk and not recklessly destroy his limbs. Easier said than done. Next, Eraserhead put Class 1A in a hero-villain combat scenario, in which Midoriya was matched up against Bakugo. Side note again, Bakugo all this time has been chomping at the nubs to beat Midoriya in anything. He wants so badly to prove that Midoriya doesn't belong in the hero course. The results of this exercise only worsens Bakugo's feelings toward Midoriya. Bakugo loses the match because he lost sight of the objective. Midoriya broke his arm again, but there is a nurse at the school called Recovery Girl that keeps healing him. Also, All Might became one of the teachers at UA High. Eraserhead's next task for the class is to practice performing natural disaster rescues. This will be done in a real-world simulator training ground type of area. Class 1A arrives at the training ground, and before they could start the exercise, some ashy, itchy neck, flea body villain named Tomura Shigaraki pulls up with a few members of his new group called the League of Villains. One of the villains uses his quirk to teleport the students away from the initial group. While the grunts keep them busy, Shigaraki and his wide-bodied beak monster friend called a Nomu fight the heroes that were present. Eraserhead did the best that he could, but he was completely outnumbered and outgunned. He took a beating, but I was thoroughly surprised by what he could do. He really hung in there. The students defended themselves while Engine Ida took advantage of the opening and escaped to get help. As the moment is getting too serious, All Might finally shows up and takes on the Nomu. This Nomu seems to have multiple quirks, including super fast healing and shock absorption, while also being very strong in combat. This makes the Nomu a really bad matchup in a drawn-out fight with All Might. Luckily, All Might was able to push beyond his limits, and go plus ultra and all that fun stuff. But now he's steaming and his time hero clock for the day is almost up. He's turning back into a skeleton. Luckily, once again, Engine Ida came back with a bunch of pro heroes. The heroes defeated and rounded up the villains, while Shigaraki and the Portal Phantom escaped to stir the pot another day. All Might is at peace with the knowledge that Class 1A responded very well to a sudden villain attack, and he has hopes for the future. Also, it appears that the Nomu was a creation of two men in the shadows who are helping Shigaraki and the League of Villains. Bada bing, bada boom, that's it for Season 1. A lot happened in 12 episodes, and it was fun to watch from the beginning again. I noticed a little more of the foreshadowing for the future episodes. Now I see the dots connected. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe and comment your thoughts. Follow for more content. I have been Senior Float. See you next time.